I had warned you for multiple days that Bitcoin is about to drop. And now we see potentially here the start of the correction that I was mentioning here for the last 3, 4, 5 days and called you to be cautious here with Bitcoin. Now, what is going to happen next? How low will we actually drop? And what will happen afterwards? That is something that I want to talk about today here on this episode about. So if you think that is interesting, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, you like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let me show you where I potentially place my next trade and what's happening here with Bitcoin. So I want to start off with the 1 hourly chart. Here on the 1 hourly chart, I had told you once we are breaking under $51,500, that is a good moment to start shorting. If you would have listened to me, which would have been smart, you would be up now 0.56%. So, but with 10x leverage, 20x leverage, it would be 5.6, 11.2% on that short position. So is there a potential, an imminent potential for a bounce? Yes, there is one level that I'm going to show you that could at least a short-lived bounce area. So in that area comes in here from $50,800 to, not that low, but like $50,300. I will start building, not a big one, but a small one, long position. I'm going to start to build when we're dropping here in this area. I'm interested to start bidding in this area. And I will then dollar cost average down into this area. Lose this area. Let's say we are dropping to like $48,500 here. That will be my stop loss. So my ultimate stop loss. No matter what happens with Bitcoin, if we go under 48,500, there I'm going to cut my losses on that Bitcoin position. So you see Bitcoin is here continuously dropping to the downside here a little bit more. I want to point out, once the US market opens tonight, this can immediately change with the ETF inflows. So we saw this yesterday. Bitcoin started here to drop a little bit, and then the US market opens and we pump to the upside. So, and then afterwards, when they close, we dropped again to the downside. So be a little bit wary of that. There is a potential that the US markets pump Bitcoin back to the upside here a little bit. But when they close again, we see then most likely continuation of the drop, which is absolutely fine because drops in an uptrend, they're absolutely healthy. They give us time to reset indicators, to take a breather before we get the next major leg to the upside and potentially also an exponential leg to the upside here. The next leg to be happening here in Bitcoin, we need to reclaim the Monday high if we want to do it this week. Which is sitting around $52,500. And at the same time, I want to see that we are breaking above this upward sloping trend line here. So, and that is a little bit higher right now. So if we would come back today, it would be at $53,100 approximately. So there is a $2,100 move to the upside, so which is roughly a 2.1% move. So it's not a crazy percentage move to the upside, but moving $2,000 in one day is still for Bitcoin quite a bit, especially when we are moving down like this. When we look at the indicators, stochastic wants to push back to the upside. The RSI is in a downtrend right now, so it's completely cooling off, which is fine. We are starting to get here into overbought conditions, which is also a good sign for potential short-lived reversal. But again, be careful, guys. We could see something like this here. US market opens. We bounce back here to the upside into the Monday high. Monday high gets rejected. And we come back down and then go actually into this area here. So be aware of that. It's really important. Now, when we're looking at corrections, on our way up to where we potentially topped out at $53,000, see we had here like a 10% correction, a 22% correction. Now, in the worst case, I'm looking at a 17% correction from the top. So where would put this Bitcoin? So it would put Bitcoin around $44,000, more or less. Is this now super bearish? I don't think so. It's $44,000 and that pre-halving. In my opinion, that is a really, really good price for Bitcoin, potentially even a fair price. I should have actually pulled up the fair value chart for Bitcoin to see what the fair price for Bitcoin is right now. So, but yeah, $44,000 is, in my opinion, still a really good price if we go that low, and gives us a really nice buy the dip opportunity before we then potentially go even higher than that into the halving. And don't forget, the halving is normally a sell the news event. It's a dump event. So I expect the day before or just the day on the actual halving where it's happening, that we are going to the downside for Bitcoin. So I just want to show you here also in 2021, we had here dumps along the way, more or less similar, so we had here a 13.5% move to the downside where we were going into a new all-time high, then here 24.66%, and then we had here 16.65% before we then marked the top. And also in 2017, if I go even further back, so then you see we had here a 30% drop, a 21.9% drop, and here 24.3% drop. The only difference is there was no leverage in the market at that time. Only after we got into the top here, leverage was introduced into the market, and that led then to this major sell-off in 2017. Another reason why I believe right now that Bitcoin might correct here a little bit further over the next couple of days. So it might be not a straight line to the downside, might be a slow grind with ups and downs in between, is here this fair value gap that we touched. So we did not close it, but actually, no, we did not close this. So that imbalance here from the all-time high is still there, but we dipped into it. And I was expecting a reaction from Bitcoin at that level, and that's exactly what we got. So if we follow this plan here, then we come here now a little bit down, come back in to the fair value gap and actually close it this time. We'll then again see a rejection to the downside, come back up, rejection, pump a little bit above that, which would be a bull trap. Then we have the halving event where we get a nice drop, and then we start going up here again. So that is the long-term outlook for Bitcoin. At least what I believe is going to happen here. When I go here to the daily chart, guys, I have told you so many times, I can't even count how many times I told you this. The Bitcoin price always comes back to test the EMA ribbon, especially when the price moves far away from the EMA ribbon. So now, is it likely that we're coming back down to test the EMA ribbon? Yes, definitely. Does this to be happening today? No, it doesn't have to happen today. It can happen in the next 3-4 days, even next week, so we don't have to come immediately to the EMA ribbon down to test it. But remember, when we are going to test it, I don't believe that we are bouncing immediately off here of that yellow upper band. I believe that we are going a little bit deeper into it, something like this, and from there bounce up. So, and that would also put us around $47,000 at least for Bitcoin. So of course, if we are continuing to stay where we are for today and the next couple of days, let's say we stay around $50,000 for the next 3 days, that would put the EMA ribbon kind of like here. And then here also, this would be kind of like here. This would be kind of like here. So I just need one more line. This would be kind of like here. So if we then drop into the EMA ribbon, like around $48,000. So again, that is not that bad, so to have Bitcoin bouncing off $48,000 and push back above $50,000 over the next couple of days and potential weeks here. And also don't forget, we have here the monthly pivot, the old one, that should also act somewhat as a support level, especially with the EMA ribbon now coming up here into that level, so in alignment with that. So this should give us some sort of a bounce area here around $49,000 before we potentially go a little bit lower. On the liquidations, we start liquidating some of these over-leveraged long positions, which is fine. I was expecting that to a certain extent. So here, there is not much to clean anymore to the downside. So here, maybe around $50,000, so like another $1,000 to the downside. I think then it's going to stop because there is somewhat of a gap here before we are actually seeing then more liquidity here beneath us. So it's more likely that we are going here to around like $50,000, $49,000, also here based on the liquidations, and then come back up, take out all these shorts, and especially the ones that are piling in now to ride this, because they think, oh, we go now to 30, 35,000, maybe even $28,000 back to the downside, something like that. So I expect here a lot of shorts piling up here over the next couple of hours, and they will get then punished with a bounce back to the upside and then a short squeeze. I wanted to have here this liquidation heat map. So you see also here beneath us, the lighter areas, they are stopping around $49,000. Hence why I believe if this liquidity is taken, we're going to see a small reversal back to the upside here based on the monthly chart. But if we would break further down, then we're most likely going to stop around here. Here you see why I say $45,000, because here the last lighter one actually stops. Then we have a small gap again, and then we would actually go to like 41, something like that, but I'm not seeing this happening right now. So if I go here to the 24-hour liquidation heat map, then we see here also clear resistance, big short positions around $53,420 and also around $52,700. There are some big levels right now. And here to the downside, like I said, around 50,600 here for at least the 24 hours liquidation levels. That is an imminent target potentially all the way down to like $50,000, and then reversal 49, 50, something like that in that vicinity. Where would I place a long or a short position if I would be not in a short right now? So first of all, again, the potential bounce area is from where I would start getting into long positions. So, but I will not shoot all my money in one go, you know. So I do it slowly. I put here a little bit, put here a little bit, put here a little bit, and then I wait if it gets that low. If for some reason it only gets here and then it starts reversing, then I put here a little bit and here a little bit and maybe here again a little bit, and then I wait. So let's say Bitcoin comes here down, bounces up, continues higher, then I let this ride what I have put in here. If we go lower here, you know, so if we go lower, 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 and then go up, so would I put in here a little bit more? Yeah, potentially. So, but I have here all these other 3 DCA points where I put already money in. So, and most likely I will not put in more money here because I want to see if we then really reverse back to the upside, or if we just retest a level above us, come back down and actually do something like this. And then I want to have money on the side to do something like this. And then, like I said, if we get into this area, there's my stop loss then. So, but I have DCA'd all the way down into this position just to have a good average entry in that position. So if I cut it down here, it will not hurt me as much as if I would have just put all my money here and then try to cut it here and lose like over half of the money that I've put in just to protect myself. So just that you know which levels these are. This is like 50,700, 50,500. So basically every $200 from $50,800, I would add like 20% to my position. So I will start with 20%, and then every time when Bitcoin drops another $200, I put another 20% into that position of my capital that I have. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade anywhere and trade these accurate calls that I give you absolutely for free, then trade on BYBIT. There you still get $30,000 and a potential debit card if you're eligible in your country to get one. With that specific link here. Also on BitGet, you can try to get a debit card with the link below. And if you just want to copy trade me and just follow my trades, then go to FAIRDESK or to CoinW. On FAIRDESK, you still get the highest bonus in the industry, $120,000. And you can trade on both platforms without KYC and without any VPN, which is amazing. So, and now let's go back here quick to Bitcoin. I wanted to show you something else on the weekly chart. Here you can also clearly see we got close to our resistance area, but did not even touch it. if you would have went into that long that I had given here, you would be still technically in a slight profit. And the same if you would have entered here the short around $52,000 that I had given like a couple days back, you would be also now in a nice profit in our hedge short for that long. So if you're not in one of these positions yet, you can just basically wait. You can either retake this long when it gets to $50,184 because there's a potential bounce area, like I said. If you're not in a short yet and we come up here at $52,000 first, so we basically go up first and then reject from there, then you will also get a new chance at $52,000 to enter this potential short to hedge your long exposure. Now, when we talk about the Bitcoin dominance, remember guys, I told you that I wanted to see here some green candles, nothing crazy, not crazy pushes here to the upside, just some sideways action, and it looks like that we're actually getting this. So tomorrow I would like to see a red candle to the downside again here under 53%, maybe with some continuation, something like this, and then again some consolidation, and then further downwards movement, something like this. So that is, of course, what I would wish to see here. For the time being, here's no reversal pattern, nothing in the chart for the time being to see here. Worst case scenario for altcoins is that we are forming here something like an M pattern and then go lower. So you can see, so here's somewhat of an M pattern. But yeah, best case scenario, we are not getting an M pattern here. I don't want to see this because altcoins will then bleed heavily, and that will, if you're still in altcoin positions, most likely destroy the profit that you have and potentially even get liquidated. So be really, really careful by playing altcoins right now. Here on Ethereum, you see the parabolic curve. Parabolic curve broke now to the downside. We're at $2,900. My imminent target is here around $2,865, $56. If we go lower than that, worst case scenario, depending on how low Bitcoin is dropping, would be here the 0.618 at $2,500. I don't expect you were getting that low. For me right now, the more reasonable target would be $2,722, and there I will massively add to my Ethereum position here. On this 4-hourly chart, you see the stochastic RSI is almost at the bottom. The RSI wants already slightly to turn around here. And also you should not forget the Ethereum narrative could still Ethereum to way higher prices and to more shallow drops than in the past because of the Ethereum spot ETF potentially coming up in May. So don't expect Ethereum do some crazy stuff like this. It could be that we are just stopping here somewhere, turning around and actually go back up. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and got some insight from that. And don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.